Hello. For this craft, we are making masks. We're making Greek theater masks, which are also known as tragedy and comedy masks. So sometimes with a happy face and sometimes with a sad face. So the first step for this is to decide if you want a happy face or a sad face, or what kind of mask you want. So in Greek culture, in ancient Greece, theater was huge, a big part of the culture. And they would build theaters, and they used masks for several reasons. One of them was that they're easy to see what the facial expressions are supposed to be from the back. Everyone can tell what your face is supposed to be. So these are dramatic. They're not just a normal face. They're overly dramatic. The smile is huge or the frown is huge, so people can tell if your character is supposed to be happy or sad. Also, only men were actors in the theater, so they could make a mask look like a woman, and they also had gods. The plays were often about gods. And they're gods and goddesses, so they could create their masks to look how they wanted. So masks were huge in the theater. So first of all, decide if you want happy or sad. And we're going to make these masks, or I'm going to suggest making these masks a little bit bigger than your actual face, because we're going to fold the edges in a bit. Doesn't need to be too much bigger. And I went with a simple, like, eyes and, my phone changed. All right, I'm just gonna keep going. All right, we're doing a simple eyes, and for this one I'm gonna make the tragedy mask. So I'm gonna make a frowny face. So that's it for my mask. I just did eyes and a mouth. Jason, for his, did a nose also. So you can make yours however you want. For cutting it out, cutting out holes in the middle of pages can be tricky. I'm gonna fold mine right on in the middle of my eye there, and do a little cut so that I can then cut around and get the eyeball cut out. You might need a little bit of help from an adult for this. So you cut your eyes and your mouth out, and I already have one pre-cut, so you don't have to sit here and watch me cut. So after I've got this done, I have just a flat piece of paper, and I want to turn it into more of a mask shape, give it a little bit of dimension. So this is, if you were to hang this on the wall, it would stick out a bit. So that, you're probably going to want to color it or do any decorating you want now before we give it a little shape. To give it shape is pretty simple. We're just going to cut a slice. So I'm going to do on the chin. I'm going to cut into the chin a bit, not up to the mouth. And all I'm going to do, I'll flip this over so it's a little easier, is overlap this a little bit, not too much. If you do too much, you've got some crazy pointy chin, unless you want a crazy pointy chin. Otherwise, just a little bit, overlap it a little bit, and tape it. If you're going to color, if you've already colored this side, well, you can tape either side. You can tape the inside or the outside. Then the same thing on the forehead. I'm going to just cut into it a ways. And again, if you fold it over a lot, you get like a unicorn mask. I'm just doing just a little bit, folding it over just a little bit to give a little dimension. And I'm going to tape that. And now, oh, there's I. His chin pointed, or did I do that backwards? All right, there we go. Nope, I did do that backwards. I can see now you want to tape on the outside because it does that. Learning things while I'm doing this. Okay. So now we've got chin and the forehead, and I'm going to do for mine cheeks. I did that for this one. And for my cheeks, I'm going to do a little, I'm going to slice it at a diagonal just because that's how I chose to do it. And give it, and just overlap it just the tiniest bit. And tape on the outside, we just learned. And the same thing on the other side. And you can just see how that gives it a little dimension. So same thing on the other side. I'm going to do a cut in at a diagonal. And I just did that because that's kind of how cheekbones go. That was my thought behind that. So then overlap that in a tiniest bit. And then if you wanted, you could do, let's see, I think I pulled my hole punch out. If you wanted, you could make this a mask for yourself. You put a couple holes there and tie a string. It can be a mask for you. Otherwise, it could be a wall decoration. So you'll see the Greek masks, the tragedy drama masks, are often just like this, simple white happy face and a sad face together. But you can make yours however you want. So I would love to see this project too. Send me a picture if you do it.